What's up, guys? We are past the pop culture, and today we're gonna be talking about a lot of different things. I just forgot to introduce ourselves, so my name's Ricky. We got Mr. Fen over there. Oh,
Hello.
I'm so used to you being here now, and we're doing a Discord episode. So hopefully, that way or that way, he's gonna be showing up. But yeah, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I'm just kind of excited to get into it, so that's why I kind of jumped ahead because, well, uh, there's a Pokemon clone, I guess, coming out. It's called Palworld. If you haven't seen it, go watch the trailer on YouTube like right now. Um, it's Pokemon with guns, and it's a very interesting game. And we'll talk about that more. There's some rumors talking surrounding just Mario, uh, his design, because we got the movie coming out and how they're gonna maybe potentially uh change his design to kind of slowly shift to what we see in the movie, but that's a leak or
Allegedly.
speculation, allegedly. Like I don't know. It's probably not even gonna be real. So nothing to worry about there. Fortnite has to pay like $500 million because they did some no nos and Henry Cavill isn't Superman anymore. I think that's like
Depressing.
I think it's a bad move. I don't know why. And then we're talking about Oppenheimer and then the Barbie trailer. Uh, it's a lot of things to go through, so I want to just like run through them as quick as possible because I don't know what the heck is going on here today. I mean, we got so many things, right? So first of all, Palworld to get out of the way, right? Like I said, basically a Pokemon with guns. So I thought like, oh, you'd be like shooting at other players, but no, you
No,
shoot at the
you shoot the
Pokemon.
Pokemon or
And
whatever
then
they're
the
called.
Pokemon shoot. I'm just gonna refer them as Pokemon, right? Because like it's Power World. I don't know what they call it. A lot of the designs are very reminiscent of Pokemon. Like
They're a little too
I
close.
thought, yeah, I thought that was like was the name Salamence or whatever,
Yeah,
like the
exactly.
dragon. Yeah, like and then there's a few of them that looked a little close, and that if you even go into like the comment section, I know that there was someone who listed all the lookalikes, but I think it was on one of the they may have gotten rid of the comment or
They
yeah, I can't
should
see it.
because they're gonna be in big trouble.
Yeah, so someone was like, "Oh yeah, like this one looks like Dratini, and this one looks like
Yep.
that, and blah blah
The
blah."
electric
And then
cat
like,
Pokemon.
I there was some of them where I was like, I could have sworn that was a Pokemon. Like if I double
Hmm.
glanced it, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" And then like they got they pretty close. It's pretty close to some of the Pokemons that like it's some of the designs are a little too close. Some of the designs are unique, like the little bird one that they did. I kind of like that, the Daydream one,
Oh yeah.
the little bird with the big eye, and but like one of them's clearly Piplup. The other one is like I don't remember
the
the Pokemon's
monkey, the
name, but it's
monkey
like a
name, the
newer
monkey
gen
one,
one.
Apom. There we go. That one's
Yeah,
pretty. What's the
Luxray.
yeah Luxray? That one's literally the same color.
Yeah, and then one of like the little sheep, that sheep Pokemon
Mareep?
that came out like
No,
no, no,
no.
no, no, it's the
Wooloo or Wooloo,
Wooloo.
whatever.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
one of them's basically Wooloo. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of the stuff like one was it Megami, right?
Hmm.
Like you have one of them which it looks like it's some of I mean the Salamander
I don't know.
or not Salamanders. They have like oh man I can't remember the new Pokemon names, so
Me neither.
I only memorize. But anyways, basically like they do a lot of the same little things and animations. Um, I just was kind of like, well, Ryan, my brother Ryan wants to play it, so
No, it
I,
looks stupid.
I just showed him this, and he's like, it's just because it looks so cursed that he wants to play it.
It
But
does.
and
It's
he's
like a
like,
total ripoff. I'm surprised this game's even being made. Like, no way
I'm
Nintendo's
surprised
gonna
it's
look at this.
Pokemon.
Yeah,
I either like I mean, well, okay, so on GameSpot trailers, right, 246K, 246K.
they have to know.
So that's like it's I would be very surprised because remember when Temtem came out and some
Yep.
people were like, "Oh wow, this is somewhat unique designs," but you can kind of tell this is just straight up. Oh, these are Pokemon
Yeah, because
with
Temtem,
guns.
it's like there's no resemblance, like at all. But
Yeah,
here
it
it's
looks
just like, oh, this is literally just a different name, and maybe like
yeah,
more hair or something.
we changed the design or
Yeah.
something, and it's like, oof,
Yeah.
it's pretty close, and because those characters, every single one of them are patented, so it's just, oof, like,
They're in big trouble.
it's a
That's all
little
I'm gonna say.
close. Yeah, so I can't like, if there's a beta, I'm down to try it because that looks very interesting, but honestly, this looks kinda like a fan game
Yeah, 100%. But
for Pokemon. Uh, I'm not to, like, just take a dump on the developers or anything, but I don't know, I just felt like it's just kinda like they're riding a little too much on Pokemon, if that makes sense.
well, yeah, and then they brought
Like
guns, and
thinking
they're literally just pointing and shooting at them. That's it. And it's like,
it's probably like yeah, it's probably gonna be like a the shooting thing is mainly just to kind of cover the Pokemon. It's like, oh, we're kind of different because we have like a shooting mechanic to it.
yeah, we gotta
And
kill them.
I mean, yeah, so I don't know, and just kind of weird to me, but yeah. Um, so I know you wanted to talk about Oppenheimer because well, they're gonna go head to head with the Barbie movie, right?
Yep.
And I don't know. I mean, the Oppenheimer trailer, I'm gonna watch it. I
are
want
you
to
like
watch
a
it.
big fan of no like Christopher Nolan movies like Inception and Tenet
I mean,
and
I like his stuff, but I'm not like, oh, I have to see it. You know what I
oh,
mean? Like,
I am.
so I'd rather see the Barbie movie
You'd rather see
that
the
day.
Barbie movie?
Yes,
Is that what I just heard? Really?
yes, I'd rather see the Barbie movie because the Oppenheimer movie, it's like it's gonna be a good movie. I know it's gonna be a
Like
good movie,
regardless, you know
right?
it's gonna be a good movie. Is that what you mean?
So it's like, yes, I
Okay.
like, I can say like, yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be like an 8 out of 10, most likely,
Uh-huh.
right? I don't see it dropping below like a 7, right?
Yeah.
Uh, it probably be a bit of a slower movie, right? Uh, it's not an action oriented movie, but the thing is with the Barbie movie, we do not know what we're gonna get,
I'm actually excited to see it too, so I'm not like against you.
and I want to see. I don't. Not, this is like I'm not hating on Christopher Nolan. I like his stuff. I kind of want to see the Barbie movie do better though, opening box office day,
There's no way.
just for the meme, just for the meme of like knowing that you lost to the Barbie movie. It just,
I mean,
I just think
it
it'd be
could
kind
be
of funny.
possible. It could be possible
That
because
like opening day, everyone goes and watches the Barbie movie.
you
No one
know
watches Oppenheimer,
nobody wants to watch
and then that
nukes.
would be yeah. I just so I rather watch Barbie just for so like that will be in history. You know what I mean? Where it's
That'd be
like this.
sad, but also funny.
So, but we don't know what we're gonna get with Barbie. It's probably gonna be a hot mess, right?
Yeah, but like
It's
that's what I'm looking
probably
forward to.
like I'm praying that this movie is a so bad it's good movie.
Yep.
I want it to be so bad it's good. You see, because if it's just bad and it's boring, I'm gonna be hating on it.
Yeah.
But if it's bad but entertaining,
Like you're laughing and it's a fun movie, then yeah,
yeah.
it's fine.
Like the thing is, like something versus like Oppenheimer and then Barbie, right? My expectations for Oppenheimer is gonna be more stricter because it's
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan, right? I know it's like I expect more from it, so I am probably gonna give it a harsher rating. Like, or when I look at it, I'm probably
hmm
gonna be a little bit more like biased. Versus the Barbie movie, it's just like let's just like go crazy here,
Let's go for
guys.
the
Like, let's
ride.
see what we get. Yeah, like I'm more open to it. So
hmm
it is gonna be like a problem when when we're reviewing both of these movies, right? So
hmm The trailer alone sold me, so
so I know they did the whole Space Odyssey thing, and
yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the trailer personally, but at the same time, they don't want to give away anything, right?
hmm
So they're just showing them like doing like that little like
Which is
dance
perfect.
thing or whatever. And so the thing with the Barbie movie right now is that no one knows what it is, right? No
Right.
one knows what it's going to be about really. It's
hmm
very like under wraps. So a lot of people are going to watch it because they don't know what it is,
Right.
right? People are saying, "Oh wait, they know it's a Barbie movie, but they don't know what they're going to get." So
hmm
if they show too much in the trailer, they're going to lose that like edge. They're going to lose
The
that
mystery.
advantage that they have, right? The
hmm
mystery. And because like myself, I just want to see it because I don't know what the heck's going on. But if they show me a trailer which basically demonstrates the story for me, I'm gonna be like, I don't really want to see it. Let's go watch Oppenheimer, right?
hmm
That's probably what like most people are pretty much saying about this movie. Uh, so they can't really show anything, so it makes sense why they do it. But I just didn't like the trailer. Just that I was like, eh. Like it makes sense why they did
It's
it. I just was
funny.
like, it's yeah. I mean, I guess, but it was just like, oh, okay. Um, Everything else though, I think we'll just have to wait and see. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But I
I'm
think this is
excited.
still funny. I love that this is happening, right? Um, Let me see. I mean, there's so many things to talk about though. Oh yeah, Henry Cavill is probably the most important thing we should all. The other thing that we should talk about, besides Barbie movie's most important, right? But second thing is Henry Cavill leaving
Henry
as Superman.
Cavill.
What the heck's going on, dude? Like, I don't get
I
it.
I want to be okay. I always think about this like since it came out. I've been thinking about it. I want to be mad, and I am mad at James Gunn, but it's like maybe we can have faith in him. But getting rid of Henry Cavill and then Gal as well as Wonder Woman, like what's next? He's gonna probably get rid of what Aquaman, you know?
He's gonna be switching over to another DC character. I think that's what the rumors are and stuff. People are
But
thinking it's Lobo because he keeps talking about how he wants to play Lobo, and so which I'm not gonna be upset because it's basically gonna
he's
be
yeah.
like.
I mean, he'll be a
So
good
my
Lobo.
thing, Gal Gadot, I didn't care for her. I mean everyone knows I'm not a fan of the Wonder Woman movies. I didn't watch the second one even.
Oh, you
I
did it? I
just
thought you did.
no, I never watched it. I didn't
Oh.
like the first one, so I didn't watch the second one.
Mm.
So uh for me, her leaving was just like, oh, okay.
About time.
Like not about time. Like I don't think she's a bad Wonder Woman.
Mhm.
I just don't think she's a great Wonder Woman. And
Mhm.
so Henry Cavill though is a great Superman. So it's kind of tough seeing him go because I don't know who's gonna fill in the shoes.
The Rock's
It's
mad.
not like Henry. Yeah, The Rock. I know because he pulled all these strings just to get Black Adam out, and now it's like, oh, they're setting up a Superman versus Black Adam movie.
Mhm.
I mean, because I mean, anybody who saw the ending there was like, okay, they're clearly talking about this. But let's be honest here, DC Universe is a bit of a mess.
Yep.
There's no coherency to anything. So it seems like to me, James Gunn is like, you know what? We're gonna start clean slate.
Which is why, like, I'm not that mad. It's like, okay, I can understand that.
And because he's not coming back as Superman, I don't know if this means that he's never coming back as Superman
He never said that.
or he won't be another Earth Superman or,
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, it's like uh there's multiple universes. I don't know what he's gonna do. I know people are saying Kingdom Come. That's fine. I don't know if he plans on doing one seamless connected timeline, kind of like what Marvel did up into like Infinity War
Mhm.
and Endgame. Or if he's going to do story based movies, right?
Right.
So if he's gonna do Kingdom Come and then that's it. He's gonna do Flashpoint and then like that's it. Like if we're just telling these like big superhero stories essentially,
Mhm.
if that's what he's gonna do, right? Brightest Day, Blackest Night, like I don't know if he's like following like certain like lines or anything like that, or like
Mm.
I don't know what he's doing, right? Because it's like, oh, is he gonna do like a new 52 reboot, right? Kind of thing where we're kind of doing like following the comics. I don't know what's going on, like what's in his brain, right? Of course, that's what we're all trying to figure out. Um, my
Hmm.
guess is that they're probably just gonna start picking stories and they're just gonna do them. I don't know if they're gonna be able to do, but that's the thing though. The DC has been doing like these event movies, right? Batman
Yeah.
versus Superman, Justice League,
Mhm.
right? So it's like they do these like event style things, and I don't know if that's gonna keep working. But because if James Gunn's already hinted, oh, Kingdom Come, I'm like that's an event style movie, right?
Right.
That's like just doing Infinity War every time, right? And so it's like I think we just got to do a little bit more build up here. Like
Mhm.
I'm worried that we're just going to keep doing these event style movies. Like we got to have other We
The
gotta have just like,
build-ups.
like Batman, right? Batman movie was good because it was just Batman being Batman. He was going
Mhm.
around. He had to beat somebody. He had, there was an opponent, but it wasn't like world ending, right?
Right.
It wasn't that, oh yeah, the whole earth just blows up. Yeah, we get enslaved, right? Like that's not what's was. It was like, you know, because you have like Dark Side or like all these other uh villains and stuff, right? It's
Mhm.
like, okay, it's a little more grounded, and I think that they're too busy trying to do big events. And while like I like the way Peacemaker did it, because even though yeah, technically it was kind of like, oh, aliens are gonna take over and end the world,
Mhm.
it still kept itself grounded enough where it didn't feel like it had to be like an event thing, right?
Yeah.
So I think maybe hopefully, maybe he's gonna try to do more stuff like that. I just don't think these event style movies of Flashpoint, Kingdom Come, you know, I don't think these are all good points to start off at,
Was
because
the Flash movie still happening? He's already talked about that too.
the Flash movie's still
But
happening,
see,
so
they're
I'm not
they're getting rid of Superman and Gal Gadot's cameos in that. So that's the weird part.
I'm not sure if he's filming other stuff, if he's putting new stuff in, if he's like, oh yeah, this is. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be smart enough and use this as the clean slate,
It has to be,
right?
right? It has to be.
Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's just the DC's universe is just kind of up in the air, and I remember the DC fandom coming out, like, what was it, like 2019, 2018, whatever that was, when they
Yep.
announced, more of Black
Black
Adam and stuff
Adam,
like that. Um, and then we
Blue
kind of like they
Beetle.
had that stuff in like 2021 and stuff like that. That I think they did one as well, and then where they were like, "We're doing this stuff, guys. We're doing this stuff," and it's like, "Yeah, but you told us that 3 years ago." And then it was like,
And here we are.
and then back in 2016 when they're announcing, "Oh, we're gonna do a Cyborg or Green Lantern or this and that," like by now they should have done all the movies and we would have been done.
Yep. But alas,
So
here
I
we
don't
are.
know what they're doing. I don't know what's their plan. Sure, I mean, I don't know if there's a little bit of politics going on between The Rock and James Gunn, because
That's
I
what I
don't know. I
heard.
mean, The Rock is probably like, "Hey, I'm The Rock. I'm gonna sell tickets," So
Yeah.
it's like it's true. So he's like, I just want to be able to kick butt and look cool in the movie, and I want Henry Cavill there so
Hmm.
that we're just like these two buff dudes just going at it. That's an easy ticket seller, and
Sure is.
maybe because that's what The Rock's kind of like always been saying. He's like, he did say it was gonna shake up the DC universe. I don't
He's-
think he intended it
yeah,
like
he's
this
like,
much.
whoops, I just
So
ruined
yeah,
it. Well, but see, like, people are
so
mad at The Rock because they're like, oh, it's your fault that Henry Cavill is no longer Superman.
no, The Rock's The Rock. He's as much as how powerful he is and everything, right? Like I imagine like they got James Gunn in to clean up and they're just giving everything to him. I think
Hmm.
The Rock is fairly powerless in all this. I mean sure, I guess he can threaten to walk or something, but I mean he's probably in contract for another movie at least, right? So I don't really see it happening. I think it's just we gotta hope that they don't keep messing up. I think that's just what it is, because it's just like, oh, it's just like Henry Cavill leaving, really? Like we got one Man of Steel, man, and like
I know, and then he's like, hey, he's back, hooray! Just kidding, he's
because Henry
gone.
Cavill's been
Oh,
Superman for a while, but we haven't gotten a lot of movies with him as Superman, if that makes
it's,
sense. Like
it's stupid.
it's you have Man of Steel, and then like to me, I think if we could have gone back in time, just let Zack Snyder handle everything, and then so by
Yeah,
now we would have been able to
it
just
would have been
reboot.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, we by now we would have just rebooted into James Gunn's universe. It would have been the Snyderverse, then the Gunverse, and then like that's would have been right. Like
And we
it would have
wouldn't be
been a lot
complaining.
easier. Yeah, but you had the one director being all racist, and then so like it just
Yeah.
wasn't good, right? Like it just was.
Ezra Miller
And
going
then so
crazy.
yeah, Ezra Miller went crazy.
But see, it's because he
It
didn't get
was
Snyderverse. That's why he went crazy.
yeah.
Just
Ben
kidding.
Affleck, there was like a whole bunch of stuff with him, right? And then it was just like, of course, the personal tragedies for Zack Snyder as well.
Which is
So
understandable.
Yeah, so it was like there's a whole bunch of things just working against it, unfortunately. So while maybe at the end of it would have been like, oh, the Snyderverse was like okay, or it was
Mhm.
good, or whatever, maybe it would have been great. Um, we would have been done though. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
2022. Like this
regardless,
was back in
regardless.
2016. Like either way, James Gunn probably would have been like, okay, well, let's just start our new thing, right? And that would have been way easier,
Yep.
just a reboot, clean swipe. Like people wouldn't be too upset, right? Like
Yep.
about
But now
Henry
he
Cavill
wants to
not being
reset in the
Superman.
middle of everything.
Yeah, and so that's hard. That's like Marvel just going, oh yeah, we're gonna reset everything
Yeah.
right before they do Infinity War. It's like,
Exactly.
well, okay,
That's
because
so
and
true.
because like people want that Superman versus Black Adam movie. Like that is the Infinity War for
Yep.
or maybe better like for, what was it? No Way Home kind of thing. Like
Yeah, that's a no
it's
way
not that
home for
I would
DC.
yeah for DC it's like people want to see Henry Cavill and The Rock,
I do.
right? So that's almost to that level. So I think that's why people are so upset. And that's what it really is. I don't know. I'm not a movie executive. I don't make movies. So to me, this seems kind of like a dumb move to let such like a beloved character just go. Because he's not even walking, right? This isn't like
He like
Robert
got
Downey Jr.
fired.
going, this isn't Robbie Downey Jr. going like, you know what? I kind of tired of playing Iron Man. Unless you're just gonna give me buckets of money, I don't
Yep.
really want to do it anymore. And he's like, and then everyone's like, all right, well, see ya, Rob.
Yep.
we're gonna just have
Everyone's
you
like
stop
crying
then.
because Henry Cavill left.
Yeah, and like
I
everyone's
feel
really
bad for him,
upset.
man. He left The Witcher because he's like, you know what? You're messing up the books. You're spitting on like all that history. I'm out. And he's like, oh, hey, I can still be Superman now. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm Superman, everybody. And then, oh, no, I'm not Superman. It's like,
Yeah, and
poor
then now he has
guy.
to.
And
But
now
the
he has
thing is,
Warhammer.
he's gonna focus on the Warhammer movie. They're gonna be
Yeah.
so dumb if like the Warhammer movies don't work out. Because he's like, what is it, executive producer on there or
Yep.
something too? Like he's like he has all this power in it. Because so like, was it you that sent me the meme that was like with Henry Cavill? Or someone sent me a meme where he's like, listen, so first there was the wait, actually I should start like so it's just like
Oh,
them like
yeah,
knowing the whole like
yeah.
Warhammer
Yeah.
lore. And then so, cause I'm not too like into Warhammer. Like I've heard of it.
Yeah, me
I've always
neither.
maybe like I've always kind of thought like, oh, that's cool, like to get into it, but I haven't gotten into it. So
Expensive hobby.
yeah. All right. So Mario movie time, I guess. Talk about that, or
Yeah.
Mario games, I should say. So there's a rumor. And it's just a rumor, so nobody freak out. So, and this is game rant. So this is
You let
game
them,
rant.
not us.
Yeah, random, not us. So basically, um, things are kind of changing up potentially, right? So
Yeah.
not too much. So there's a leaker called Zippo, and people are saying he has like a iffy track
50-50.
record here.
Mhm.
Yeah. So basically, the Mario movie design is gonna basically become kind of Mario's new design, right? When it comes to toys specifically.
Mhm.
uh and we might be seeing something about the in the next direct for the new year. They're going to be talking about this new design, which I guess, I mean, I don't know how much I just like.
That's
I'm like,
scary.
I don't know. I'm
Think
kind of like
about it,
iffy
Ricky.
on them.
Imagine Chris Pratt is the new Mario voice for all the games. Think about
No,
it.
that wouldn't work. So there's another rumor, of course, that a new 2D Mario game is going to be coming out, potentially, kind of mimicking more of that design.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't know. I'm kind of like, oh gosh, please.
This is how it starts.
Uh,
That's all I'm saying. It's how it
yeah,
starts.
it's a me Mario. That's what it is.
Let's
Hey guys,
go.
Chris Pratt, me Mario. I'm
Now
literally
look, if
Mario.
if Jack Black is Bowser, you know, I'm not gonna complain
I
about
don't.
that.
I mean, I like Jack Black, but it's like how much of our soul we're willing to sell for Jack Black here.
Enough.
Like,
Who would you rather
like they're
have? How
just
about
gonna
that? Chris Pratt or Jack
I'm
Black?
just gonna like so there's gonna be a patch where it's just mutes like Chris Pratt's like voice lines or something, and it's just like keeps everyone else in.
Uh,
Yeah. So I don't. I mean, of course, we don't know if he's gonna be playing Mario in the next movies, or even if there's gonna be more.
You never know.
But basically, it's gonna be important to know the reception of this movie coming up. If people like Chris Pratt, if people don't, if the movie does well at all,
Yeah.
it seems like it's gonna probably like way more than what future plans they already have. They're probably like, hey, you know what? If everybody likes Chris Pratt, the movie does well, we're gonna kind of like start shifting over to this new design because the designs aren't bad. I don't think the designs are bad themselves. It's just like, okay, let's keep Chris Pratt in his little corner when it comes to the movie. Like,
He can be
okay, you
merchandise.
know,
That's it.
yeah, like yeah, okay, you know, they make some new designs for or keep the movie design for some toys and
hmm
action figures or whatever physical stuff. But like keep the games to himself, you know, like let's just why ruin a nice
Don't
movie?
ruin those. Don't ruin history.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what's gonna
yeah.
happen.
But that's kind of what we have to say on that. It's a potential
Just
yes,
hold
no,
your
maybe
breath.
so. You know, just be
I'm
prepared for
scared.
some changes. But we'll see by the time the movie comes out, and then we have the direct, and then everything that will happen.
And watch, everyone's gonna love
Well,
Chris Pratt. It's gonna be funny.
I want Chris Pratt to do the movie well. Like I don't want him to be like a failure at it. That's the thing. It's like I don't like it. It feels weird. I don't think he puts enough oomph into
Convince
it.
us.
Yeah, but maybe it's just they chose some bad scenes. But anyways, so Fortnite basically had to pay $500 million because
Good.
uh, good. So they basically, you know, their whole loot box system and everything,
hmm
and how that it mainly targets children, is, you know, I guess looked down upon, to say the least, by what was it, the Federal Trade Committee? Yeah,
Yep.
Federal Trade Commission. So they're paying 520 million for two penalties. So it's going to be for children's privacy laws and other predatory practices surrounding Fortnite's in-game purchases. So yes, but they've already made their billions.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, all right, here you go.
I don't know how much of a slap on the wrist, or if this is like a complete, you know,
Well, they're changing
thank you.
everything, so I guess it. I mean, they're still not gonna lose money, right? Those kids are still gonna buy stuff because it's pretty much like, if I remember correctly, and then like it says in the article, but when you wanted to buy something, you just click it and then you bought. Good, done. Like there's no, are you sure, or hey, whatever. The refund was like really short, but like now they changed it to where like, yeah, if you want to buy something, it takes a little bit and then says, are you sure, or whatever, and then they increase the return to like 24 hours in case you accidentally and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I didn't even
I
think
just
about that stuff.
it's like, yeah, there's really no safeguards. It's just you get mom and dad's credit card and you just go, oh, okay, and then you just read, you know.
Sneaky kids.
Eh, eh, yeah, so
I'd feel guilty, but
I
you know.
don't. It's Fortnite. It's still gonna keep making money, so it is what
Yeah.
it is. I mean, Epic's massive, and you know
So
they make
that
lots of
means
money. So.
I don't know if this is probably a hard question, but Fortnite was the only game where it doesn't ask you twice if you want to buy something, right? Because any game where I wanted to buy something, it would say, "Are you sure?" or like press yes again to confirm or something like that. Like I think Fortnite's the only one that never did that.
Played Fortnite to
Um,
really like. I mean, I played it season one when it wasn't that aggressive, from what I remember. I mean, they shoved it down your throat, but like now it's like, oh, you have to buy the skins, or there's no point playing the game.
yeah.
Like, so it's. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other games that are similar to Fortnite, and they just haven't gotten the ban hammer yet, or a slap on the wrist, mainly because you know they're too small or nobody really cares.
Blizzard.
So yeah. But you know, again, we got to talk about Microsoft real quick though, because we've been taking a dump on them a lot.
Is this patent number
But
like 4?
yeah, this is like the fourth. I think every week we've been talking about a patent that they
uh,
point out. So basically, they have another patent, right? So they're basically, when you're going to be playing their games over cloud,
mhm.
there's going to be on the fly as you play, improvements to the games for older games and that's really what we know.
Yeah, older PC games as well.
Older PC games, so from like the original Xbox,
Original
Xbox
computer
360,
games.
I guess, because Xbox 360 is like, man, I don't feel like it's that
I don't
long
even
ago, but
let's not figure out that age, all right?
yeah.
2001, by the way. So think about that.
Okay. Anyway, so I don't want to think they're gonna be preserving their games, and so in order to make them more playable and more accessible to newer players, so like younger players and stuff like that, they're
Hmm.
gonna keep it so that you can still play the game, but it's gonna help you create enhancements, help with running better. Maybe they're probably gonna adjust difficulty or something like that.
Hmm.
Maybe I don't know. We don't really know, but that they have some patent to just basically help it out because they want to preserve games, which I'm always down for preserving
Big
games
W.
because
Yep.
Nintendo is like I don't want to keep bringing up Nintendo here, and I was contemplating because
I was waiting.
it always pisses me off because Nintendo's like, oh, you see these old games that we have? Yeah, you can't play them anymore. So, oh well. And then someone's like, hey, I love games. So I'm gonna play the games from my childhood. So
Yep.
I'm gonna emulate them.
Yep.
They're not making money off of this anymore. They don't care. They probably don't even remember this game being published. And
Hmm.
then they go emulate the game. There hasn't been a new game in the past 30 years. The franchise is gone. What? You emulated a
How
Game
dare
of
you?
Wars? That's theft. What are you doing? And then they go and like, you know,
Then they
break
release
into
it
your
for
house and then
$80.
yeah. And then that's what I don't like too, is that they'll put it on the store for like $6. And I'm just like, why? Like make it like 99 cents a dollar. Like you're just like you use emulators that other people made so that they can play the games on the Switch and it's just like, bro, that's it's just kind of like, wow, okay. So with Nintendo, it's like always such a pain in the butt to play like old games. Or you see, for me, remaster and remakes, I don't really like them all the time because sometimes they
Hmm.
just completely like change the game.
Yeah.
Other times, it's more about the game preservation and they just add in new things to make it more tolerable, I guess. To and because there's certain things like in old games that just the difficulty, right? Like the UI and menu navigation was just atrocious. If you've ever played any of the old games, like it's pretty bad. Like it's
Yes.
like in Dragon Quest, the first Dragon Quest, if you want to go down the stairs, you don't just walk to the stairs. You have to like walk to it and then open the menu and hit stairs so you can actually go down the stairs. It's just like small things like that where
Oh,
back in
Jesus.
the day, they didn't have like concepts for like these kind of things where it's like these quality of lives and stuff. Like it just people did stuff and so now it's like there's certain like benchmarks and certain things that we're used to now, quality of
Hmm.
life, that just they're not in these old games. So I'm hoping that Microsoft, the stuff like that where it's like, oh, it'll notice you have to press stairs to go down the stairs. Oh, okay,
Holy
well,
cow.
you just do it automatically now, right? Like
Hmm.
it's stuff like that it'll notice. And it'll make it easier because yeah, like that's what makes it hard to play some of these old games is that sometimes it's just like not too difficult to play them necessarily, but there's just old practices that just don't hold up to this day. And especially like some of the old Xbox or like, PlayStation stuff when it comes to like camera angle and stuff like that. It's like, how did we play this stuff, right? Like it was like,
That's
but
what I always
it is
love. It's like, man, these games suck now. And it's like, back then they were good, but woof. A chore to
it's just
play.
like because if you remade them now, right? Like if
Yeah.
you would remake them with the new quality of lives, they'd be, game of the years,
Yep.
and like all this stuff, right? Like, I mean, you can go back to like old Halo games and they're still really good.
Hmm.
Uh, but sometimes like once you start getting back into like the 90s and
The
stuff,
90s
there's
is
some
where
stuff
it's, yeah.
that there's a little bit of jank. I
Yeah.
guess that's the best word. Like there's some jank in the old games,
Hmm.
right? Like there's a little bit there. So mainly because the systems at the time and all that, and everyone, it was so brand new in the 80s, and then in the 90s you were getting some cultivation
Yeah,
of
Pokemon.
some semblance of like,
Yeah.
hey, maybe we should change things up a little bit to be a little bit nicer to the players. Um, but yeah, so I'm kind of happy that Microsoft's doing this.
Hmm.
I hope this means games get preserved a little bit better. But honestly, like the individuals that are preserving games right now, like are gonna do way better than what any company can just do, right? Like, I mean, the
More
amount of
passion.
like passion like these
Yeah.
people have to
Hmm.
preserving games is crazy, and I like applaud them. Like it's crazy. Like they'll find like the most obscure games and then they'll buy it and preserve it, and like they'll download the ROMs and then let people play them, and because it's like, oh, you know, it's like this one weird edition of this game or whatever,
Yep.
and they only sold like this amount, and it's like boom, it's online, you can play it, right? Or like the people who preserve the old Java games and stuff, the online ones.
Oh my
And so like the
gosh.
Flash games, like there's people who preserved like thousands of those games, right? Like
Jeez. That's
it's
cool.
crazy. Like, and so it's like there's online communities preserving this stuff. So it's still good to see Microsoft being like, hey, we want to preserve these old games. And
Hmm.
I don't know if they're all doing it from like the good of their heart, but it's they
Cha-ching.
probably know like there's some money, like, hey, people
Yeah.
want to play these old games because our new game sucks. So might as well make money off of like people's nostalgia.
Yikes.
So there's still that aspect to it, right? But game preservation is always a win. So that's how I view it. And even though I was still
Well, at least they're
cynical
not
about
trying
it,
to
but
control our brains, right?
yeah, all right, we'll leave it. They're doing this so that the AI that take control over, they can play our
Yeah.
old games. That's what they're doing.
Stupid Microsoft. Oh my
Yeah, so
gosh.
the last thing we wanted to talk about that was just kind of interesting is that they got Doom to run on a medical ultrasound scanner.
Yep.
So it's pretty sick. It's actually in color and everything. There's just no sound from what I understand, but
Who
it
cares at that
actually
point?
works. Yeah, if you want the article, it's Game Rant. I just thought that was pretty sick, and that's stuff like I wish I could hopefully learn to do one
Yep.
day. Just to be like, oh, I'm getting this old game, like getting Tetris or something to run on this. Like people do that all the time, but
It's
Doom's pretty
weird.
much like, but it's interesting
Yep.
and it works, and it's actually a pretty clean port of it, and it's like, wow,
It's better than the
that's really
pregnancy one.
sick. Yeah, but that thing's like you know, I don't even know how they did that, bro. I
Uh,
don't want to get into that.
you have to
That's
turn it
just
on by
crazy. That's
peeing on it.
there's
Sorry.
just like people are out here doing like these miracles of engineering,
Oh
and they're just
man.
like, I got it to run Doom. Like that's what it is, and it's pretty funny. It's like how dedicated people are to doing,
Uh,
I like just funny
I
stuff
respect
like
it.
this.
I
So
respect it.
I do too, because that's like immense skill right there. But yes, so I think we went over everything that we wanted to talk about today.
Hmm.
Uh, Palworld, check it out, guys. Kind of interesting game. It is a. Oh, we didn't even talk about Dark and Darker. Actually, the whole point of having this podcast. I just realized that we
We
didn't even
don't
talk
have to
about
like,
that.
cause look. Long story short, we played it for 2 hours, and we wanted to play it all day, and we're streaming today, which is a Tuesday, and actually on Wednesday too. That we're gonna
So
stream Dark and
basically, check
Darker.
out the stream
Hmm.
because if you watch it day of this drops, we'll be playing on Twitch, twitch.tv/ Pass the Pop
Hmm.
Culture, right? We'll be playing Dark and Darker. It is a it's a dungeon crawler. It's like
Tarkov,
it's Tarkov, right? Like it's just
PvP.
PvP, PvE dungeon crawler that you go in, you get your butt kicked.
Yep.
It's We've been getting our teeth kicked in every
Yep.
single run, but we have fun. I think I made it. Ryan made it once, my brother. I made it
I
once.
made it
Did
once.
you make it? You
Yeah.
made it once. So we've all made it once. We've never all come out alive though.
Yep.
I was able to get to like the second floor, and it's like hell, literally and
Literally.
figuratively.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's fun. I enjoy it. Check it out, guys. It's on a is it open beta right now?
Yeah, it's like a open play test or whatever.
Yeah, it's an open play test, but it's going to be coming out late 2023, I believe quarter 4, quarter 3,
It's
end of
far.
quarter 3. So it's you're by the time this comes out, you maybe get like a day or two to keep playing it.
Hmm.
So I highly recommend just to check it out if you can. I'm gonna be very sad when it goes away because
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's a
buy
good
this.
game.
It's a good game. So yeah, that's the best way to describe it. So, anyways, though, as always, if you enjoyed today's episode, very much appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe. If you're on a podcast listening platform, if you just go leave 5 stars, a thumbs up, a heart, however it works on there, good reviews, we very much appreciate it. And as well, check out our social medias at Past Pop Culture, pretty much everything Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're always posting funny clips of us playing during the stream or whatever we're doing. We're doing dumb stuff. We post it. You guys seem to enjoy it. So we'll keep doing more. But if you want to be there live when we do it, when we're goofing around, check out the Twitch, twitch.tv/pastpopculture. Like I mentioned earlier, we're live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Come in, hang out, talk to us about the Pokemon gun shooting game or just how Doom is a good game or whatever you guys want,
Yep.
how the DC universe should keep going, should it end? Talk trash about Marvel. We're always game to talk about all the good nerdy stuff. So, with that being said, I think we're out. I think that's it.
Peace.